Hey there everyone, welcome back to Gamevine, and my name is Dave, and come travel with me to Dragonwood. Let's go. Now, as a disclaimer, this is a review copy from Game Right Games. Now, Dragonwood is a family type game where you're pressing your luck. You have some cards that uses basic mechanisms of like rummy, trips, runs, that kind of stuff. And then you're playing these cards in order to get dice to defeat monsters. It's a pretty simple mechanism. It meshes well together. Let me show you the production and let me tell you overall if this game should be recommended or not. Let's go. So this is what you get in the box of Dragonwood, and I gotta say, the product in here is impressive actually. The components, they're not a lot in here, but what is included is top notch. These pearlescent dice are rounded edges, nice hefty feel, embroidered painted dice. It's really hard to do much better than this, and I like the red color actually. And then the colors and the art on the cards is, I like it. It seems a bit generic fantasy, but they execute it so well, and the linen finish on the cards doesn't hurt at all. I mean, it actually helps quite a bit. I mean, the blue card right here, this is the most gorgeous card in the set, though I am a fan of the green elf, kind of looking like Link a little bit. But the dragons look really cool. I like the red one particularly. We have different minions in here. I mean, it's just an impressively made product. So let's go ahead and show you how to play. Okay, so this is the game setup. You have 5 enemies in the field, and depending on the amount of players, you'll have a amount of cards in your hand. I think for a 2-player game, it's 12 cards. And what you're trying to do is defeat these monsters by either fighting them, stomping them, or yelling at them to go away. And you accomplish that by rolling these dice, but you have to play these cards that are in your hands in order to get the dice. Now, there are different ways that you can play these cards and earn these dice, and it does all focus on these 3 different things here. Now, before I get into that, you can either capture one of these cards with a card, or you can reload and draw a card on your turn, and then that will be your turn. So when you are capturing, you will announce that, and striking somebody, the top one here, is a run. So basically numbers in a row. So I have these 3 here, 9, 10, 11, so the colors don't matter. I get 3 dice. Now on these dice you only have a 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 3 and 2 are more prominent on there. So now that I'm striking, I gotta roll a higher number than 4 or equal to, and then I will get the points on here. Now these purple things here are an enchantment. Basically they will add 2 points to all other capture attempts, and that's pretty strong. Well, that's because this guy is pretty powerful, so in order to beat him, this would not have worked. This was only at 7. We would have had to get 11. So let's see if we can do that after another roll. See, we would definitely want to get more dice playing a higher run, or we can try to stomp on them, which is easier on this card, and that would be the same number. So you would have to get the same number, and it's pretty hard to get the same number, I think, out of everything that you're doing here. But let's see if we can get a 9 on there. We cannot. We can only get an 8. Well, let's try to scream at him. It's just as hard as fighting, but we can do the same color, and this allows us to get 4 dice instead. Well, let's see if we can beat this sucker. We got 6. Ugh, so very close, but no cigar. So if you do not beat the monster, you don't lose the cards necessarily. You will pick them up back into your hand, but you do have to discard one of your choice. So you don't lose them all, but you do lose a little bit. Now, the monsters all have different various points and different various spells and or enchantments. Now, when you are drawing out here, certain things can happen. If you happen to draw an event, all players will do that. So all players pass 1 adventure card to the right. All players must discard 1 adventure card. Sometimes they're good, sometimes they're bad, sometimes they're indifferent. So that can happen when you're drawing here, and you would just execute that event immediately. Now, when you're drawing from the deck here, you would just get the 1 card, but if you draw a ladybug, you would discard it and draw 2 cards, and that could be beneficial for you. And there are just different various enchantments that you get here. The art is just spectacular on here. Look at that unicorn. I mean, I'm very impressed. Now, the game can end in one of two ways. You draw throughout this whole deck here, or you defeat the 2 dragons. Reddy and Bluey here. So once you defeat these 2 dragons, which are really strong, then the game will end, or if you've drawn through the whole deck. And the person with the most points at the end of the game is the winner. That's really the simple play of this game. So let me tell you what I think. Let's go. So that is Dragonwood, and I'm going to go ahead and give this an 83, which gets the Gamevine Play It Award. I like it a lot. Now, I am gauging my opinion on the fact that it is a family game. Nothing grandiose like a miniatures game that's robust and huge. But for what this game is, it accomplishes its goal so nicely. The mechanisms, if you played cards in the past of any type, like solitaire, rummy, spades, any of that kind of stuff, it's going to be familiar and intuitive card play. I mean, just trips and runs and colors. Anyone can, if they can do that kind of math and can see the colors easily, can do that kind of stuff. So this is great for kids and adults alike. It keeps the game engaging enough with the numbers on the monsters, because not all of them are very easy and not all of them are pushovers. So sometimes you might even roll all ones when you take out 5 dice and not even beat the monster. As you've seen, I had a pretty rough time trying to beat the one that had 11 HP, or fight, whatever it is. And the fact that you can choose different ones, and depending on what your hand is, there is some strategy and tactics to this game because of that. Do you keep these trips to, you know, wait for something that you know you can, is it stomp out really easily, or do you just go for it because you only have 2 cards that would be a run, like 11-10? It has that little bit to it, though. Again, it is random luck that beats it out in the end. Though I love that type of game, it could be something that rubs other people's feathers not the right way, or scales in the regards of dragons. Now, the theme is fantastic. The art is really nice. I was surprised on how much I liked the art, it being that there's not too much in here, and it's kind of just a fantasy theme that's done a lot, but for some reason it just took me, and I was able to appreciate it more than I think a lot of people will. So just keep that in mind. This has a great production, and the dice are really nice as well, and the gameplay is it's solid. So overall, I'm recommending this for families. So if you want to pick up a great game that has luck-based tactics in it, that has a nice fantasy theme on it, well, Dragonwood is the game for you. Now, you can do that down in a link in the description below. You can pick it up there. But again, thank you so much, GameRight, for your support. Really do appreciate it. And thank you so much for liking and subscribing. Vine Nation out there, yeah, I appreciate it. Until next time that I see you, have a great rest of your day and a great time with all you play. My name is Dave. You're heard here on Gamevine. Bye. Vine Nation, we love making content here for you on the channel, and we're almost at 10,000 subscribers, so subscribe now and help us out. This video right here, I think you'll like. This video right here, YouTube thinks you'll like. Or you can just sit here and watch me dance as a dinosaur for a little bit longer. You can visit us at our social media outlets, and we're going to be improving our Patreon here soon. That's all for today. Miko, it's time to go. Good girl, Miko.